Welcome everyone to the Pantheon. I'm your host Ray.
and and I'm Ray.
Yeah, hi Ray. How you doing? No, you're not. You're not Ray.
Oh, I'm Evy.
I'm ever doing shots in the morning. How are you?
Yeah, that's what I need. A couple of them, man.
Yeah, no, I know you.
Okay,
I know how you feel, buddy. I know how you feel. Yeah,
it's all good.
and so yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's
Ava.
all okay. So yeah, we're talking about Ava. This is a movie starring Jessica Chastain. This movie is something else. The thing with Jessica Chastain, she can act out of a paper bag. I mean, she's really that good.
Mhm.
From Zero Dark 30 to this, we're still going to be reviewing the 355 later on,
Yeah.
the all-female like action thing, and I've heard really
Mhm.
bad things about that. He got nominated for a Razzie, unfortunately. That's going to be
Oh.
later on this year. We'll be reviewing that. But in terms of being able to go from dramatics like The Eyes of Tammy Faye to a movie like Ava, an action femme fatale, it says something about her and her ability to play the character so well and make her. I believe her as being the assassin. And what's cool about this is she's an assassin with some psychological issues,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it comes across really really well. And
Mhm.
there are some things in it that are like red flags that pop up. But at the end of this day, it was enjoyable. It was relaxing. It was fun, and I just enjoyed the ride. You know, it was a good, solid performance by her, and
Mhm.
the ending was sort of interesting because it leaves you wondering what's going to happen next. So that was kind of cool. This film has a runtime of an hour and 36 minutes long. It's directed by Taylor, a man who brought you the help, Girl on the
Mhm.
Train. It's a little heavy in terms of like content. And once at the beginning, there's like a massive data dump in the beginning, and it's shown to you in visual montages. So it's really hard to capture. I actually had
Mhm.
to stop it and watch it, and it tells you so much and helps you if you if you're watching this in the theaters, you're gonna have to pay attention to this movie really quickly and try to catch it
Mhm.
onto it.
Mhm.
But if you're streaming it and you could pause it, you could probably capture a lot of the details. Um, did you? How did you take this movie? How were you with this film?
Um, Ava.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I really liked it. I liked it. Excellent views. Special effects were good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it just reminded me of I would say like the Matrix
Okay.
for some reason. I don't know, I guess. Yeah, a lot of action, special effects. Yeah. And yeah, I wanted like to know what happened with each second, yeah, yeah, special effects were good. I wanted more.
We
And
see special effects. I mean, are you talking about the fighting or like actual like CGI effects or like stunt
both
work or like?
oh, okay. I'm not very okay. I'll be um yeah, the stunt actually, sorry.
You're leading to like the gun fu work, or is it
Mm.
or just the choreography, or not? Yeah, I just wanted to
Okay,
narrow it
yeah, my
down.
bad, man. I wasn't clear.
No, it's
Yeah,
okay.
I like the special effects. Yeah, I like the special effects.
Mhm.
Um, and I did think, where is this movie going? I don't understand. At the end, though, it's all tied up, which is good.
The first thing we see is her at the airport. She picks up Peter Hawthorne, which is Ian Ruffalo's character, who played Mr.
Yeah,
Fantastic and Fantastic Four. He is her first target. It
right.
takes place. It opens up in an airport outside of Paris, or in a Paris airport, and he's her first target. And you know, she starts talking. Well, she starts talking to him before he does her in. Before she
Hmm.
does him in. Now this seems like nothing. Just like maybe she's just like playing with the guy until maybe I'm thinking, well, maybe she wants like give him a sporting chance to see if he can get out, or
Hmm.
or she has a ethical code of like maybe he's an evil man. He's got to do something evil for her to shoot him, because there's a
Hmm.
scene where he's sort of like sniveling, but then he has a bit of a backbone, and that's when he takes her out. That's when she takes him out.
Hmm.
Now, there's also we see a girl on a motorcycle from a far away with a parabolic microphone listening in.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
we think maybe she's with her. We don't know what's going on. So, but the conversation that they're having is being recorded. Now, this comes back later on in the movie, which
Hmm.
I almost forgot about. So then we get. So this is in the first 4 minutes of the movie. By the time we get to the
Yeah.
14-minute mark of the movie, we've had a massive power what's the power data dump. Whereas we see a montage of like records and what happened to her to get to the point of her becoming an assassin for a black ops
Hmm. Hmm.
operation. We see a video, a montage of her as a child. She was in the Olympics. She did archery. She did martial arts. She was an overachiever. She graduated valedictorian in her school. Her yearbook says most likely to achieve anything in life and most likely to throw a killer party. So she was a party animal, yet she was very intelligent. She was a member of the Latin club, the Japanese club, the United Nations movement club, debate team, captain of the fencing team. She a chess club. So she was very much involved with academics as well as sporting events, as well as archery, martial arts,
Hmm.
rock climbing. So these are things that they were showing you in highlights, just a montage. And then
Yeah.
it flashes to 1999. She's 18 years old. She gets into a car accident because she gets a DUI. That
Hmm.
tragic event spirals her out because she has an issue with alcohol and some other stuff, and she enlists with the army. This is after the Kuwait War, but like there's still the army is still in Afghanistan. The army is still there. So she's in. She does 3 tours. Um, Operation Mongoose, Operation this Rhino, and another operation too. So she's done 3 tours overseas, and she's given honorable discharge with citations in marksmanship, demolition, and some other something else. So and the Blue Cross. So, but then on the data dump, she's also psychologically not stable. She's not good with
Right.
public people. She enjoys the violence too much.
Hmm.
She's has alcohol abuse, unable to mix with others in a community setting or adapt
Hmm.
to a social atmosphere. So there's little hints of various things she's done, and then we realize she gets taken in by a black ops government being paid.
Hmm.
She's had 40 targets that she's eliminated so far to this date.
Yeah.
John Malkovich is her handler, and they work for this organization to take out high profile targets.
Hmm.
So that's how it begins in the first 14 minutes of this movie, which was like, okay, wow, it's a lot of information to take in. And Colin Farrell's in this movie. He's the leader of the Black Ops operation. And she, again, because she has an issue where she's talking to her clients, there's something happens where she fails on a mission. The target wasn't eliminated, or she got the wrong information. And as a result, her company dismisses her and she becomes targeted because she doesn't do her job properly. But
Right.
in that time, she returns home because you were leading to that she's a woman that goes back home. She hasn't seen her family in 8 years because, again, since the time of the car accident and joining the army, she doesn't really associate with her family too much. She visits them or sends them an email once every 6 months, and
Yeah.
so she's now trying to reassimilate with loved ones and try to get some semblance of a balanced lifestyle again. And meanwhile, her past or her future, her threatening her family and herself. So this is really an interesting look of like both from a person who has psychological issues, someone who has violent tendencies, and someone who's a trained assassin. So you have like I don't know where to compare this to, but you have a trained assassin like I don't know like Luc Besson's The Professional,
Right.
who can take on just about anybody around him. Yet you have the character flaw because there's someone that she loves who is concerned and stuff with along with her own like troubled background, and but she's fighting alcoholism. She's fighting the bottle. You see that every so often, so that's kind of interesting too. Um, Overall, I give this a thumbs up. It's not what I would think it is, but in terms of the action, she really holds her own. And there's a sequence which we were alluding to earlier on, I think, on the audio portion of the podcast, where there was someone who was saying that it's very much like John Wick. There's a scene where she's on a dance floor or a club, and she's looking to settle a score with Joan Shen's character, who's like a card shark or a money launderer. and she's fighting her henchmen. It's like the Club C with John Wick, so it is very similar. I mean, John Wick does a whole lot better than this one, but it's
Hmm.
very much on par with that. Did you see any similarities with John Wick in this film?
See what? Sorry.
Similarities with this movie and John Wick?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I was thinking of that too. Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. A simple man. He gets in trouble because something happened. Yeah, definitely. That's yeah, like of stuff that happens around him. Yeah, kind of like somebody who's like alone and yeah, stuff happens and now he's got to fight. He's got to fight.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, like this happens, that happens too. And now he's got to, yeah, it's him by himself alone. Yeah, it's, I don't know, kind of tragic.
Right. Well, the slogan of this one, the tagline for this movie was "Kill or be killed." So what you were saying
Right.
kind of fits that category then.
Right.
Um,
Yeah,
mhm.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
The musical scores. The only thing I'll mention about this, Bear McCreary, who does the score for Walking Dead, Battlestar Galactica.
Hmm.
He does a score for this movie for this movie as well. So if you like that stuff, if you like the show like Eureka, the musical score
Hmm.
for that, that's his signature touch on it. So
Cool.
there you go. Well, with that, I give it a thumbs up. I liked it. Yeah, the pacing of it was kind of all over the place, but Chastain's character is compelling, and I think that's
Hmm.
the glue that keeps it together. It's just you want to see, like, you believe in her, you see her faults and her struggles, and you're
Hmm.
actually on board. And if it wasn't for her great performance, I think this movie would, on a lesser actor, this movie would definitely flop, and
Hmm.
she holds it together really, really well.
Yeah.
So on that, I'm Ray.
And I'm Evie.
You can catch us at thepantheonofm.com if you can't see us on YouTube or our audio channels. You catch it on there too. But we'll be back next week with a brand new show. Actually, we'll be back on Friday with a new show. And on that note, we'll see you next week. Take care.
Take care.